What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we have some pretty exciting news. I do know everybody is pretty aware that the new Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown release date trailer pretty much came out on Thursday, giving everybody the exciting news of September 12th. Now, one thing I did want to discuss, though, is for one, I'm not going to do like a deep dive into the trailer because I would almost guarantee everybody at this point has probably watched it 10 times like I have. Am I right? But nonetheless, guys, there is something I did want to talk about in this video. Now, we do know the game is obviously coming out, and I guess from right now, is it going to be like 3.5 months? Something like that? I mean, June, July, August, September, something like that, I would say. But nonetheless, though, this game is legit going to be really hyped up, so I'm honestly having really high hopes for it. And I would almost guarantee that most people are probably pretty dang excited. I do know back in the playtest and stuff, we're not allowed to talk about it, but there's one thing I want to say. We all do know right now those playtests were 100% basically early builds of the game. We all do know a lot of games have like betas and stuff, and they're probably not going to be the actual build, unless you can probably argue that, yeah, Call of Duty probably is a regular build because you do the beta and then it's the exact same game. But normally playing like an actual playtest is probably going to be an early build to test other factors on the game in a more technical way. Now for this though, I did want to say something. We all do know test drives coming out, which does mean something. We all do know Motorfest is obviously out right now, which is probably not in the greatest place ever. Now, the crazy part to me, though, that I legit thought about earlier was the fact that Test Drive is legit coming out on September 12th, right? Guess what that means? That's going to be 2 days before the Crew Motorfest 1 year anniversary. To be honest, what does that mean? Well, I would probably say nothing at this point. We really don't know what Season 5 in Motorfest is looking like because they haven't shown much on it. But my goodness, though, this is going to be some much-needed competition in the racing game era. Like, being honest here, guys, besides Forza and Need for Speed, or even, I guess you could say, Motorfest, there isn't a ton of racing games out there besides even Assetto Corsa. That game is great. I'm on PS5. I haven't played it at the moment, but that game seems to thrive on PC better. Whereas I do know finally we're actually getting another racing game in the entire genre, which honestly I really do feel like is needed, not even kidding. I also feel like Test Drive's going to do very well because it's been how long since a previous title? And a lot of people are most likely like, yo, another Test Drive game's coming out, bro. We gotta get this. Like, not even kidding, guys. I do know everyone says don't pre-order, but you know what? I have to pre-order this game. I mean, it's going to be a smaller indie developer in France. I believe that's where it is. It's not going to be like a AAA title like Call of Duty or something like that to where you get your hype super high and then all of a sudden, boom, they add some really weird stuff into the game. Like, I feel like they actually care on Test Drive, man. And seeing how, like, the main developers are talking or, like, the one person on there, I'm like, you know what? I'm really hyped for this. You guys seem like you're killing it, and they're actually letting us know on stuff. They're giving us updates. I do know they probably went some time without stuff, but you know what? They were working on the game, so I understand. I'm not mad about that stuff. But, like, seriously, guys, we legit need another racing game, and Test Drive is coming, man. I'm so excited. We actually have another racing game we can mess around with. Also, looking at that trailer, guys, I did want to talk about a couple of things. For one, did y'all see the Gumpert Apollo in there? My goodness, that thing was gorgeous. I cannot wait to drive it. Also, the car list in that trailer looked pretty dang awesome as well. We saw a Koenigsegg. Obviously, you got to see the Lancia in certain places too, which was dope. Also, one thing I cannot wait to off-road race in that game. It looks really fun. You also got to see the lovely Bugatti Chiron, which is going to be insane to drive at 260 miles an hour. We all do know the sense of speed in that game, I'm hoping, is great. Not saying anything else on that matter. We all did get to see some daytime and nighttime gameplay. Honestly, I can't wait to play this. I know I keep saying that, but you know what, guys? The hype is real. I mean, we have a new racing game coming out. Not only is it going to be a new racing game, but it's also something people have been waiting for, most likely for like, what, 3 or 4 years now, which is insane. But here's the other thing I did want to talk about the initial trailer. We all did see the cars driving around. The detail on the map was incredible. Did you guys actually catch all the dust and drifting and stuff like that? Remember in the other trailer where people are like, yo, where's the detail in the trailer, man? This game ain't coming out till 2030. Like, what's going on? They did announce in that one news trailer, or like the newsletter thing, that they were like, yo, we're working on this. There are some things we had to do for like optimizing. And then boom, we get another trailer because they are showing all the details of drifting in the dirt. You can actually see some of the like water particles coming up and all that. So I really do feel like, guys, they have made crazy progress on this game. A lot of progress on this game. And the funny part though is when watching that trailer, I was like, 2027, 2028, bro, we are never going to get test drive, are we? Luckily though, that's not the case though. Coming 2024, I am so dang excited for it. One thing I was a bit worried about though was if they were going to release the game in 2025 in the fall. We all do know what's coming out next year in the fall, which is of course Grand Theft Auto 6. I feel like that right there would have most likely destroyed test drive if they would have did that. So luckily guys, we are getting the game this year, which is great. Now, a lot of people might be like, well, Block, what do you mean it's not good for, like, Motorfest, or why should Motorfest be scared? Here's the thing about this, though. We all do know right now Motorfest is obviously going to be a different game than something like Test Drive Unlimited, so I would say they're probably going to have separate player bases and stuff like that, but a lot of players are most likely looking for something new to play because they're most likely bored of Motorfest. I mean, not gonna lie here, guys, I really have not been playing the game as much as I was before, because like I do jump on, I am playing some stuff, I'm making content and stuff, but if you are jumping on a Motorfest, all there is currently is grand races. I'm guessing hopefully in the coming months they might end up adding something like ranked or, just more game modes in the actual PvP events because there's not that many of them. We also then have the summits, which currently I know I have made videos on that, but let's be real. It legit needs an overhaul, bro. Like, straight up. Like, they have to do something else with it. Also, make the rewards better because last time I checked, a lot of players are probably not going to want to log on for a tire smoke. At least I don't think they do. Now, the other thing I did want to talk about here is probably going to come down to the simple fact of Motorfest being like the type of game to where you jump on it, you unlock some stuff, you drive around, enjoy the scenery, you mess around with your friends, right? Well, here's the thing. If you are enjoying that, you're most likely going to like Test Drive. Jumping on that game, driving around that map with your friends, and also driving different vehicles around is probably going to be fairly similar to what something like Motorfest is. We all do know the games are obviously different engines, different cars, and all that stuff, to where you're probably going to have a different driving experience in both of them. Now, I would say a lot of players, if you're going to like Motorfest, you'd probably like Test Drive. I mean, for one, it's going to be a new racing game, which I would say at this point everybody is most likely looking for. We're also going to be at a brand new location that I don't think has been in a racing game previously. Let me know in the comments on that one. I mean, last time I checked, I don't remember going to Hong Kong Island, so that's pretty dope. On top of that, though, being able to play with your friends, drive around with different cars, and be able to do all kinds of different events, time attacks, and all that stuff would be so dang fun. Plus, on top of all of that, though, I'm also really excited to basically explore a brand new map and go after all the wreckages around it, which I do know was something in the Crew 1 kind of odd how they took that away. Driving around the entire map and finding those was always so entertaining for no reason. I don't know why. But you can actually build cars that way, and there's probably going to be a few of them. Plus, we really do not know how big the actual map is. At least I don't know how big the actual map is. I am really curious, though. Do let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to do videos on this when the game actually comes out. Do you guys think the map on Test Drive is going to be bigger than Motorfest? I'm actually kind of curious on that, man. I wonder if it is. But nonetheless, though, I do know I can't be the only one insanely hyped up for September 12th. Do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And honestly, Motorfest needs the competition.